Hey guys, Dave again. So you guys can see I got all my Dalibors laid out here. This video is long overdue. I have had this knife for a while, and like I said, just no time to get to a video. So I'm trying to do this today when I have some free time. I did get a new knife from Dalibor. It has been a while. It actually arrived faster than any knife I've ever gotten from him, which was just insane. The last couple have been really just trapped in customs for a while, but the certificate, you know, I'll show you guys in a minute, but I got it very fast. But first, I've been posting pictures of this. Jeff did show it in a video, and they actually, I think this was like Knife Talk #1 or #2 when Jim was there, but I did send my knife off the Regulus to have Jeff do some flame anodizing to the Regulus. This is the one that I got from Hands. I probably would not do this with a knife that I got from Dalibor, you know, that hadn't been modified or anything, but it just came out absolutely insane. I love this knife. The Regulus is probably, you know, I mean, other than the EDC size of the Sirius, you know, and Draco, they're both the great EDC size, but I mean, this really to me is the tank, the Regulus, the, you know, the original. It's just a tank of a knife, and the knife that I would definitely, you know, want as my #1 folder, you know, if it came down to it. This thing is just a tank. I do have a couple of Regulus on order and some other knives as well. So he did just open up his book the other day for people that are on Instagram, USN, everything. He did open up his book for less than 24 hours. And he had to close it because he already had like 3 years worth of work. And it's well deserved. His knives are so rock solid. They are not for everyone. These are, you know, hard user, heavy, overbuilt, whatever you want to call it. They're not for everyone. You know, I say that all the time so that people understand that just because I like a knife, I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to show it to you, but that's because I'm buying the knives that I want to buy, like you would buy the knives you would want to buy. And so if you're, you know, of the overbuilt fan club, you know, of the knives, you're not, you know, I know a lot of people like the flippers and the, you know, whatever else, that's fine. You know, more power to them. I have no problem with that, but that's just not my style. I would rather have an overbuilt tank knife that, you know, especially with these lean grinds that he has on his knives in razor sharp 3V steel. This is my kind of knife. You know, I mean, I don't need, you know, man jewelry or whatever you want to call it. You know, fancy on everybody's after detent this and you know, flipper that and smooth action and all this stuff. Well, that's good for everybody else. That's just not what I do. The stuff that I want is overbuilt, tough, built for any kind of task you can throw at it. You know, just the to me, just tough as hell. That's what I want, and you know, that's my style. So you know, I'd be happy to argue that point with anyone. The flippers are nice. Obviously, there are some amazing flippers out there, but when it comes to my knives, overbuilt is best. That's what I say. So the Regulus, Jeff, the work on this thing is just absolutely insane. This flame anodizing you did is ridiculous. It is completely ridiculous. The coloring is amazing. I'm definitely going to have you do some more stuff because this is just sick. So thank you, bud. And so that is the Regulus is back home again. The other day when Dalibor opened up his book, and I put a picture up on Instagram so people would have it as a reference so that when they were placing their order, you know, they could, you know, kind of look and see what model might be best for them, and the Regulus was gone at the time. So, but I know he just got a ton of orders. I talked to him a couple times yesterday, and I already talked to him this morning. And, you know, he's overwhelmed too, man. You know, I don't want to speak for him, of course, but he's overwhelmed. And, you know, it's just for all the people. I know Terra Fanatic did a video the other day talking about, you know, certain makers and stuff. But, you know, the thing I like about Dalibor, he does business the right way. He answers emails. He answers questions. He probably gets the same question answered, you know, 100 times. And he's so gracious and really cool to, you know, communicate with everyone that it's just so rare to me to have somebody who makes, you know, the amazing knives that he does take the time out to answer questions to not just me, because I talk to him all the time, but to everybody. You know, I hear people constantly talk about it. And that's the way, to me, you just do business. You know, it's just unbelievable the work that he does, and yet he still takes the time out to answer people's questions. You know, even when people couldn't get in the book, he had a you know, contact list, or a, you know, what's it called, notification list, so that he could let people know when the book was open. And so, you know, that's just the extra steps, to me, is just how you do business. I know some makers, you know, like Terra Fanatic said, you know, it's like they kind of get, you know, this high opinion of themselves, so to speak, or whatever. And that was a good video, by the way, but you know, I saw a lot of the comments were like, yeah, we'd like to know who the bad makers are. You know, who likes to talk about the bad stuff? You know, I mean, the video that I had to do, you know, not too long ago, nobody likes to talk about the bad stuff. So, you know, I mean, yes, everybody wants to know who those people are that they should just ignore and avoid, because, you know, they don't give them the time of day and all they really seem to care about is their money. But, you know, I mean, you're going to find that out, you know, and I'm sure that can just be a private conversation. I know nobody wants to bash anyone, but sometimes, you know, there's some bashing is needed. You know, I mean, sometimes you got to put somebody on blast and just say enough's enough. And nobody, it's the same thing I said before. It's like, you know, nobody's above anybody else. Everybody, you know, we all put our pants on, you know, whatever. Everybody, you know, all our shit stinks, whatever you want to say. Nobody's special. You're not the Messiah. You're not anything great. So, you know, do business the right way, like Dalibor does business the right way. And, you know, I mean, you're going to find that, you know, a lot of people are going to love you for it, you know, and it's going to be, don't think, you know, that your knife sales can't stop, you know, tomorrow because people just get fed up with you. So that's what I'm just saying. Everybody is the same. Nobody's above anybody else. So after that little brief rant there, I will say thanks again, Jeff, for that. And I do have another knife from Dalibor. Like I said, it is a long time coming. CASTOR number 2. He doesn't number his knives, but he numbered the certificate. I know Justin got the, Justin Laffer got the number 1, and I knew he had beaten me to it. This says July 17th, but I'm telling you, I just got it a couple days after that. It was like he dated it. I think it was like 3 or 4 days, which is just crazy from Croatia. So, but anyways, video's long time overdue, and so this is CASTOR by Dalibor Bergam. This is the larger Wharncliffe. You guys know Pollux is the smaller. You can see Pollux here is the smaller Wharncliffe, the EDC size. This to me is also EDC size. You know, it is. It's not, you know, huge or anything like that. It's definitely got a little bit of size to it, but you could definitely EDC this knife. There's no problem EDCing this knife. The of course, as always, amazing coloring. I asked him to go as dark as possible on the flame anodizing, and he definitely did that. It is very dark, and just that, I mean, I can't believe this. You know, he said it was really the first time he had tried doing a Wharncliffe, you know, like this, a bigger size Wharncliffe as opposed to Pollux, but just his grind's unbelievable. And you know, I mean, it's insane that this is the first Wharncliffe that he really, you know, decided to make, that it came out this well. But titanium frame lock, of course. Just sick coloring. Look at the coloring on that. I saw a knife that was on Fort Henry the other day, and I don't know if that was some, I can't remember what he called it, some type of anodizing. I don't know if that's something the guy at Fort Henry just decided to call it or whatever, or if that is what Dalibor calls it. But it was some weird name. But he had a Regulus that he sold on there, and it was insane, the coloring on that one. So, and I've already seen some of the pictures that Dalibor put up yesterday and today of a couple of knives he's working on, and he's definitely, I mean, he's improving this, you know, or darkening this flame anodizing all the time for, you know, to me, just the better. But CASTOR, the larger Wharncliffe, still the same specs like all of his knives, 3/16 on the titanium and .22 3V steel. So just a tank of a knife, slightly contoured and sculpted. Of course, you guys can see the sculpting there. It's just insane work, man. And once again, you know, you got this lockup that just, I mean, you guys can, it just, when it, I mean, it's just so rock solid. I can't even tell you, you know, how solid it is. And I carried this the very first week that I got it, for the whole week. You know, I mean, it's hard for me to decide which knives. Like some weeks I take like 3 or 4 of his knives, and take them with me. And, you know, I might take a couple other knives. I almost always have my paramilitary 2 with me as well. But, you know, it's hard to decide which one to take because I like them so much. It's been, ever since I got the Regulus back, it's been hard for me not to carry that with me. You know, so it's just, I love his knives, man. That's all there is to it. I'm definitely a big fan, and he makes some incredible knives. And I'm anxious to get more. I got some really special Regulus coming soon. Can't wait for those. Not soon, it's going to be a little while, but you know, it's time flies. It's no big deal. But the CASTOR, man, from Dalibor, I thought I'd get out the tape measure so you guys can see. I know it's a little late. I don't know if, I can't remember if Justin had covered the specs of it or anything, but blade length is about 3 1/4. No, it's longer than that. It's about 3 1/2, and then measured to the end, it's probably about 3 5/8 from tip to end of the grip. Total length being 8 3/4 long. So, and like with most of his knives, you can, you know, I mean, this could easily be just a weapon by itself, you know, without having to cut anybody with. You could definitely use that as a, you know, breaking glass, cracking skulls, whatever you wanted to do with it, which is another reason that I like his knives, is they're just, you know, for the overbuilt. But yeah, sorry I have not gotten to this, but I should have gotten to it a lot sooner, and I just, you know, been swamped. So no time for videos, no time for anything really, just work. But that's the new edition. You guys will notice one of the Namors is gone. I did get an offer that I couldn't refuse. You know, let me make you an offer you can't refuse. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what I got. I got an offer I simply couldn't refuse, and I know the new owner will be definitely putting up a bid. And congratulations, bud. I'm glad you got it, and you will not be more impressed or be more pleased with that knife, man. It's just insane. So, and I did definitely talk to Dalibor about it before I sent it off, but it was just, you know, I had to do it. It was, I have 2 of them. His knives are tough as heck. There's no way they're going to ever fail. And so I didn't have any problem, you know, parting with one for the amount of money that I got for it. So, but this one's never going to be for sale. Just cancel it. It's, yeah, don't even ask. I know I've gotten a lot of trade offers and all this stuff, and you know, I do have an extra Sirius, but you know, I actually plan on getting another Sirius too. So, you know, the Sirius really for everyday carry, you know, is just the ideal knife. It also is the most, you know, Dalibor and I were talking about this morning, it's the most regular blade shape too, you know, probably of all his knives. I think that, you know, Draco, if you guys look, you can see just in that picture that the blade shape on the bottom of, you know, on the bottom edge of the knife on Draco and Sirius are very similar. It's just, excuse me, it's how much, you know, it drops down here from the Ricasso, and then, you know, you can just see how much, you know, deeper it is, and then of course the curvature of the handle. Just subtle differences. Obviously a better penetrator, you know, at the tip of that Draco, you know, it being almost you know, Tonto-ish, or yeah, I mean, it almost looks like the tip of a sword at the end. So but I mean, yeah, you're gonna find your favorite. I know a ton of people placed orders. Like I said, I know he's overwhelmed, and you know, humble at the same time, but overwhelmed. So but yeah, so even though I got a new one in, one left, so still my 8, and the rarest of the rare, you know, the little necker that will never go anywhere. So absolutely love that thing too. I know it's not a folder, but I have these and more coming. So I mean, like everybody else, there's just going to be a wait time. But that's it. CASTOR by Dalibor Bergam knives, man. Just insane. Just insane work by the man. Cannot be more impressed, bud. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hope everybody's enjoying your weekend. Another video coming up of a couple of knives that I need to cover. So I'll talk to you guys again soon.